Happy holidays. Follow, like, subscribe. Fuck this.
Yeah, smooth intelligence, lyrical rhyme element. MIC, yo, everything is straight pureness, everything real is right here. Faking no jacks, the flavor's real right here. Pureness, everything real is right here. Faking no jacks, the flavor's real right here.
Happy holidays and welcome to another edition of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AT Sports Network. We are your hosts, Eagle Jeff Warner alongside Peenut. And if you want to get involved, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, hit the comment button, leave your thoughts, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, whatever fucking Hulk Hogan says. But it's been a long month. It's been a while because we're pieces of shit and we nothing else better to do with our lives. So
that's true. That's a good point.
But happy holidays. Hope you and everyone had you and your families all had a safe and happy holiday, and hope you all have a safe and happy New Year this coming week.
Yeah.
But again, a lot to get into. It's been a rough couple of weeks to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We'll dissect it, give you our thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts as well. But first, let's pay the bills real quick. Let's thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank our friends at Deborah Sigler Insurance Agency. You can give her a call at 610-395-6100. AllState Insurance Agency, Deborah Sigler. Her crew find you the best deals possible, and it's not just auto insurance. They have renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, flood insurance, motorcycle insurance, and so much more. Okay. Right now, a lot of people are penny pitching and trying to get try to recuperate from the holidays. She can help you do that by finding you the best rate possible for any insurance and all insurance needs. Again, 610-395-6100. I'd like to thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. They are located off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. They do have some football specials that you can take advantage of. Only a few more weeks, Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. As you can see, 2 large pizzas, 20 wings, 20 wing special, 50 wing special, and much more. Order takeout or delivery 610-395-2300 or vinnyspizzapa.com. I'd like to thank also our friends at Stuff to the Grills in Allentown. Order by calling 484-274-6760 or visit stufftothegrills.com for their full menu and weekly and daily specials. And again, if you need someone to help you for a holiday party or a family function and you need some catering options.
Or if it's a Tuesday and you're hungry.
Yeah, pretty much. Stuff to the Grills. Hit them up, stufftothegrills.com.
For sure. What's up, Adam?
Adam finally chimed in. It's been a freaking while, Adam.
He said you he's the only guy that chimed in. He's gonna talk shit.
Yeah, very much.
Shout out to Adam, man. All right, let's talk about it, man. It's been a
Laura, I can't pronounce shit. I'm sorry. In rare form today.
No, this is the form we need. This is what we need. We need Jeff. We need Oh Baby I Like It Raw, Jeff. We need it. It's been a depressing.
It's been a depressing month.
It's been a depressing month. So, well, football wise. Where are you at now? Because I think the last show we did was the 49ers game when you said we were gonna like run up the.
We were gonna destroy them.
Yeah, you were slapping the table. That was a different Jeff as to the Jeff that I'm seeing right now. So. What's going on in Jeff's brain right now?
It's been a tough stretch. Look, before that game, we're the fucking Jinx. Mm-hmm. That's the last show that we did, and look what fucking happened. They end up losing 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Very, very slim possibility of having the number 1 seed in the NFC after going to that game that we were discussing and saying that they're the best team in football, the best team in the NFL, and the NFC, and that as long as they don't bomb it out, they should be the number 1 seed. And what ends up fucking happening? Oh. They ended up fucking losing to the 49ers game shellacked 42-19.
Oh, yeah.
Losing to the division rival Cowboys 33-13, which now everyone was saying were the NFC favorites. Now they lost 2 in a row and opened the door wide open for the Philadelphia Eagles to take over the division. All the Eagles had to do is win these last 2 games, and they had the division in hand, which is a slight positive. And then they end up losing to Seattle before finally squeaking out a victory over the New York Giants.
You didn't want to say beating. You're like,
oh no, I'm trying to think of the word I wanted to say.
Yeah, man.
A Tyrod Taylor team after Tommy DeVito gets fucking benched.
Yeah.
Look, it's been a rough stretch, and luckily the last 2 games of the season, they should, I'm not going to say definitely, but should win decisively and should head into the playoffs as the NFC East champions. And matter of seeding, it's going to be interesting to see. I know a lot of Eagles fans are saying they won't root for the Cowboys. Not saying you have to root for the Cowboys, but just putting it out there. The
Detroit, man.
The Cowboys winning against Detroit benefits the Eagles, and it possibly opens up the 2 or the 1 seed. We need a lot to happen for that to happen, but it brings up the possibility.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And you're right. Maybe we are the jinx. Maybe because we weren't on, that's what's happened. Maybe this is the week everything gets snapping. Now I'm rapping. You like that? But I think honestly, like when we went into the 49ers game, there were blaring weaknesses on this defense that I wasn't so sure of, and I didn't realize that it would completely like bottom out to the point where now Patricia is calling defensive plays, or I don't know how they're wording it weird, but basically he's on the field, he's the coordinator. So it's gotten to a point where it almost seems like panic. I myself panicked at multiple times. Do you think we're at the state of panic now, or do you think it's going to kind of level out a little bit from where we were as winners and not losing and not being used to going through losing stretches? Does this build the character of the Philadelphia Eagles to move forward, or does this completely bottom this thing out?
I will say this, that the Eagles are more likely to be a one-and-done team in the playoffs this year than make a playoff run. So I'll say just a few weeks ago, we were saying they're their number one team. This ain't a hot take. This is what we're seeing on the field. And look, yes, we beat the Giants. And I know Sirriani's the way he's talking to the team and to the media that a win's a win. We'd rather win than lose, blah, 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 which is all fine and fucking dandy. But when you're performing at the level that you are, when we know what this team is capable of, it's disappointing. Yeah, it's worrisome. It is the time to panic.
It's time to hit the panic button.
Look, Jalen Hurts ain't the quarterback that we saw last year. He's not making I don't know if it's just him and the communication or the chemistry with some of the receivers. I don't know what it is, but we're seeing a different Jalen Hurts down the stretch of the last part of the season.
Which brings us to the Hurts alert, which we haven't done in a while. We're going to downgrade that from Super Bowl to what the fuck is he doing? We'll keep it in what the fuck is he doing?
I say in the middle.
Look, in the middle.
Look, and I'm not even going to throw out the interception. I know everyone wants to. There's debate whether it's Hurts' fault or not Hurts' fault for the interception against the Giants. But look, Goddard slipped. Goddard slipped. Say if Goddard didn't slip, who knows what happened? He probably makes the catch, or it's not an interception. But Hurts just looks like a different quarterback. He's not even without that interception. He leads the league, I think, or tied in the league in turnovers before that game with fumbling the football.
I think he has. If someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like 15 turnovers. No, I said Adam to do it so that you can focus on what you were saying, man. But get with the program.
Whatever it is, look. This is a team right now that this ain't the Super Bowl team that we saw last year. Despite a lot of players coming back and the high expectations, there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of weaknesses, and and teams are starting to expose
glaring weaknesses.
The 49ers, I felt like, put the blueprint out there on how to stop this football team. And right now, like, look, it's getting so bad that fans are getting disgruntled, chanting, run the football. And look, we're not just saying run the football. Yeah. Look, I'll say there are times they do run the football, and it's not just running, it's running effectively. And in certain situations, like when you're running on 3rd and 10, that's a fucking give up play. Yeah. I'll say, what the fuck is the point in doing plays like that? Yeah. I'll say run in certain. You're supposed to be the head football coach, and we don't know if it's Brian Johnson or if it's Sirriani or whoever's. Again, Brian Johnson is the coordinator. Yeah. And
I think the major problem, not to cut you off, I know I agree with you on that one. I think when you compartmentalize a coaching staff and a team, I think these are the negatives of that compartmentalizing. I hope I'm saying that right. These are the results. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you have games where you look great, but then there's times where things are so computerized where nothing's clicking.
And that's what's worrisome. Look, yes, they won the football game against the New York Giants, but it's the way they won it. Like if they played
the way they won every game.
I'm not looking like last year where we were blowing out teams. I'm not expecting that, but if we can play a flawless football game, make good decisions, and not have the dreck and the performance that we have seen on the field over the month stretch, that's when, look, it's time to get worried. It's time to panic, and they don't have much time left. I say, look, we're favorites over the next 2 games, as we should be.
Yeah.
But, look, I'm not saying calling for people's jobs, but
he said, I'm not saying we're calling for people's jobs.
Look,
it always ends with, but someone's job got to go.
Well, no, they need to do some
heavy shit, right?
Some reevaluation. No, Sirriani, I feel is good. I know Andrew chiming in saying Nick is on the hot seat, and I look. I feel with the fan base, he might be on the hot seat. Management, I feel he stays to say. He led the team to a Super Bowl last year. They're going to win another division title this year, most likely. Knock on wood. But look, they need to get something together. They need some evaluation, and they're going to have to do some heady turnover with this roster a little bit. Look, right now we're stuck.
You're already talking off season though. That's depressing, bro.
It is depressing.
We haven't even played a playoff game. All right, do you remember when? All right, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but before the Eagles got into the playoffs, when they won the Super Bowl, were you like gung ho thinking that they were going to win that Super Bowl that year?
Well, that was a little bit different.
I mean,
we lost our starting quarterback that was having an MVP type season. No one expected Nick Foles to have the lightning in the bottle type of postseason run that he did.
Are you saying Hurts can't have that lightning in the bottle type season?
I'm not saying he can't.
Type playoff.
But the thing is, it's the way this team has been winning games all season long, and I understand. A win is a win.
Right.
But they might be the worst 11-4 football team in NFL history.
The worst. I'd rather take the worst 11-4 team in NFL history than any losing season that we've ever had. It's well.
Andrew, I agree. I don't think the scheme on defense fits our players, which is absolutely
I definitely agree.
I agree. And look, I feel a lot of players have regressed. Darius Slay ain't big play Slay. Like, look, he's not having a bad season, but he's not having the Pro Bowl, All-Pro season that we expect. James Bradbury, he's taking a little bit of a step back. We're lacking depth at key positions where we've been hurt. And the big focal point that we're not seeing from this team on the defense side of football is getting after the fucking quarterback. This is a defense, and not every year you're going to have a defensive front or a pass rush that gets 70 sacks on the quarterback. That was historical last year, which helped lead this team to the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
But the fact that we're almost, I think, dead last in this Eagles defense has always been built around pass rush and opportunistic. This is a defense this season that is not getting after the quarterback. I think we're in the bottom half of the league. We're also losing the turnover battle. We're not getting big takeaways when need be, and we're turning the football over, giving our defense short field. So it goes, like you said, it goes hand in hand. Offensively and defensively, things are just not gelling. Things are not clicking, and one mistake contributes to the next mistake.
So all right, I see what you're saying, and I agree with you. I think the biggest thing is the defense is built up front. So when the up front doesn't do its job, it's a trickle-down effect. What do you think is the most – all right, if you had to – what is the seed of this tree that you call horrible defense? Like, or not even horrible defense, but what is the seed?
We need better players.
Okay. All right. Well said.
There's a reason why they went after Kevin Byard and Shaq Leonard. They knew they had weaknesses, and look, those guys are playing okay. Shaq Leonard
had a solid game.
He had a solid game last week, but they're short-term rentals. We don't know what's going to happen after this year. Andrew chiming again. Ringo and Nix will be our starting cornerbacks next year, and we're going to have the youngest secondary in the league next year, which that scares me. Look, we have potential. Look, we have that's the problem with this team, especially on the defense side of football right now. We expected a lot of contribution from the young talent, which
Maybe
some of the guys
expected a little too much.
Some of the guys are, especially the linebacking position.
Yeah.
We expected Nakobe Dean to come in here and make an impact. And what has he done?
Well,
He's been hurt.
He's been injury.
He's been hurt.
He's been injury prone. And I see what you're saying, but that's the thing. Like in today's NFL, there's no such thing as a rebuild. If you have a rebuild, consider your franchise dead for at least 2 to 3 years. Philadelphia doesn't do that. The problem is, by not doing that, you have your ebbs and flows. You have those years where you can draft the linemen that you need, and then you would fill those slots in with these veteran players until you can fill that need with another rookie or young player. So what they're doing right now is, I don't want to, and I said it. I forgot who I was talking to, and I was like, look, it's technically a rebuild right after a Super Bowl, right after a Jalen Hurts contract. So to be 11-4 in this situation, I didn't think we were going to be there. And here we are at 11-4, vying possibly for the number 1 spot. And here we are bitching and moaning about it. Like, I get it. I understand the frustration. I've been frustrated. And trust me, there's been nights where I'm like, what the fuck? Or watching the game, knowing where the ball is going to go to. And if I can see, I'm a schlub. I don't know shit like that. To see that and they're not getting it frustrates me. But then again, we're in the middle of transitioning into a different team. These older players are not going to be here for long. So we have to draft these young players on their contracts. And the moves that and I'm just playing devil's advocate. So don't hate me, Eagles Nation. But I think sometimes we expect a little too much.
We expect perfection.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, but look, I'm not saying you can't have sloppy play or mistakes here and there.
Right.
But it is Nick Sirianni's job and his coaching staff's job to make sure those mistakes don't continue to happen.
And that's a good point.
And what continues to happen? Penalties, which is a lack of discipline, lack of execution, which is on the players.
100%.
But
penalties are killing us.
Penalties, lack of execution, mistakes, turnovers. Look, these are all fixable things. It's not like they don't have the talent. They're probably arguably one of the best wide receiver tandems in all the National Football League. We're about to have 2 wide receivers possibly break over 1,000 yards, I think the first time in Eagles franchise history. So the production is there. It's the mistakes, and it's Nick Sirianni's job to make sure that he puts his players in the position and in the place to not make those mistakes, or tell them why. Like, look, someone brought up a point, I think on Twitter I saw. Why is Jalen Hurts not looking at a fucking tablet whenever he fucking turns the fucking football over the way he reads defenses?
Oh, shit.
Or at least, sorry, we're never shown that, at least on television.
They only show him with the shit draped over these.
And then he has the nerve to go out and fucking say in a press conference, which, look, I don't think it was malicious, but the fact that he's telling his hometown crowd, quiet down, you're supposed to be louder on defense, not on offense. Because apparently it was reported this week that because the Eagles link is so loud, the link is so loud for the offense during the offensive stands.
Right.
That the offensive line can't hear Jalen Hurts.
The silent count?
They can't hear Jalen Hurts. They can't hear his audibles. They can't hear when he changes the line at the line of scrimmage. And that's why the protection, some of these plays aren't being executed. So now they're blaming the fucking fans for their mistakes at home. Knock it off with that fucking shit. Yeah. You just got a freaking franchise contract to come in here, and you're going to lay an egg. And look, Jalen Hurts, he's played well for the most part throughout the season, but he's not living up to the potential that we saw last year, especially when there's no excuses, when you have the offensive weapons that you have at your disposal. And look, not all of it's on Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to say it on that. A lot of it's the play calling. No. When yes? Are you saying no? No, I agree with you.
Okay.
No, I was saying because look.
No, I'm with you on this.
When Christian McCaffrey is calling the fucking plays with Peyton Manning and Eli Manning on Monday Night Football the week after the Eagles-Niners game, you know your fucking offense is becoming too predictable.
100%. And maybe it's his cadence. If it's too loud, then change your cadence. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks change their cadence, and you're right. The one thing I've never seen is him looking at a clipboard after something.
Granted, he might, but they just don't show it. But
well, you know what? I'm gonna do some digging, because that actually bothered me a little bit. That grinded my gears a little bit.
Andrew chime in. That doesn't scare me in regards to Ringo and
I think Ringo is going to be a star, man.
Ringo
I
and
really
Hicks.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. So look, I'll say it's something to look into next year. Like, look, I feel that I don't know if they're going to go into the season with those two guys being the starter, but hey, you never know.
All right, if you look at some of the games we lost, not the 49ers game.
David, I wouldn't go that far. Calling Jalen Hurts, Jalen Wentz. I wouldn't go that far.
Everyone's burning their jerseys. Still didn't even get to the playoffs yet. I think, look, if this team, like, all right, what was the one game where AJ dropped the ball at like the 2-yard line? It was a dime. Yeah. Drops the ball. Jason Kels getting called for offsides, had to settle for a field goal. All that shit changes the momentum of the game, and if we can alleviate just those problems, I feel like we can absolve some of those defensive woes. Look, if a team scoring 17 points and we score 30, we're good. How many times have we been in the red zone and we come up empty? How many times have we fumbled the ball? How many times have we thrown interceptions? Those are things that, honestly, in my mind, like coach-wise, you game plan for. You don't put your people in a position to get hurt, and you don't put them in a position to not be able to make a play. And I think the biggest thing that we as Eagles Nation, whatever we call ourselves, the biggest thing that happened in the offseason was losing the coordinators that we lost to get to the Super Bowl to begin with. And just giving people jobs in-house sometimes isn't the right idea. Sometimes you have to go out. If you're a championship quality team, you go out and you find those players or coaches. And what I found was some of these coaches didn't even want to be here. And that's the thing that scares me the most. Look, I think we have the talent. I think we have the players. I think Nick Sirriani, given the limited role that he has, because honestly, let's face it, it's limited, and maybe rightfully so, it works. But given those circumstances, to be in the situation that we are right now, it ain't that bad.
But speaking of, one former coordinator is visiting the link this coming Sunday as Jonathan Gannon's the first time since losing the Super Bowl and basically accepting the job without accepting the job before the Super Bowl is coming home to the link when the Eagles face the Arizona Cardinals this coming Sunday.
What a weirdo. What a fucking weirdo.
Real quick, what do you expect on for Sunday? I want to get the fuck out of here. Fuck tonight.
Yeah, we still got to do the depth. All right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Do your shit then.
I said do your shit then. First of all, what do I expect? I expect his defense to come prepared to play, and I think honestly, I think the Eagles are at the point now where hopefully they're mad enough because why wouldn't they be? And I think you learn from losing, and I think this team is trying to address those situations. I expect them to come out and play physical. I expect a close game because honestly, I don't see this team blowing any team out. I think it's going to be like a 21-17, and I do have the Eagles winning. So surprise me, Jalen Hurts, because he's been talking mad shit all night long. So
look, like I said, all season long, we've been playing like shit and still finding ways to win football games. So it wouldn't surprise me.
So what's your prediction for the game?
I feel look, I feel we still beat them. I still feel we're the better football team. Offensively, I just want to see a balanced offensive attack.
I agree.
I want that's been the problem over the last few weeks, and the problem is losing to the 49ers, losing to the Cowboys. Yeah, we beat the Chiefs and we beat the Dolphins.
Shit, at this point, who didn't beat the Chiefs? Sorry.
But look, I want us to go into this. I want us to go in the playoffs on a winning high note, and us with some confidence and some swagger a little bit. But look, until we can put up execute a game plan, and play as flawless as we can. Look, anything can happen in this league, and look, we've seen crazier shit happen. But right now, thanks to a little help this past week, the Eagles control their own destiny, at least when it comes to the division. Win the final 2 games. They're the NFC East champions and most likely the number 3 seed. Hey, a little help here and there. We could be talking about the 2 or the 1 seed. Remember, only the number 1 seed gets the bye week. So
that's it.
Very slim chance that happens, but crazier shit has happened.
Yeah. So you rooting for the boys?
Of course I'm rooting. Oh no, rooting for it. Maybe the Eagles.
All right, so to end the show off, the next show we do is going to be next year, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, it should be next year.
New Year's is this week.
We're going to do a death to 2023. And I have 5 things that I wrote down. Quick things. It's not going to be long, y'all. Trust me. You can get back to taking a dookie or making a sandwich, whatever you're doing at the moment while you listen to us. So one of my things is bubble screens with the Eagles. I don't want to see that shit no more. That shit, for the percentage of the time that it works, it doesn't work, and it's not worth it. There you go. Number 2, penalties at critical moments. I'm tired of these these penalties are becoming out of control. Number 3, turnovers. Number 4, sideline meltdown. Sorry, Dom, but seriously, you shouldn't have been in that situation. Now you cost yourself the sideline. And number 5, primetime games, man. I can't do 8:30 games anymore. They hurt. They hurt. I wake up the next morning and
we won't have to worry about that till the playoffs because look, this weekend's game is a 1:00 game,
right?
Which for New Year's Eve, so we're gonna be partying all fucking day long. And then the week 17 game, they haven't announced the time, but depending on how this week's games go, they'll most likely want the Eagles and Cowboys both playing at the same time. So I think the Eagles game against the Giants will most likely be a 4:25 game.
I'll take a 4:25 game. You didn't get that? Yeah, you didn't get that.
Yeah, weed.
No, but yo, it was nice getting back into it, man. It's been a while. You've been locked up for a while for your drug charge.
Yeah, we're fucking canceled.
You're finally out, man. Yeah, the reason why we haven't done the show honestly is because Jeffrey's a secret drug dealer and he got caught. We bailed him out with whatever money we could. Thank you, Debbie. We appreciate it. You're here now, man. High five. Oh, that was so quiet. There's no response. Jeffrey's pissed.
Later. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a night. Have a good night. Have a good happy holiday.
Yo, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and Happy Harmonica.
See you later.